the freedom of time and being in control of my decisions rather than someone telling me how I should think. It's quite liberating. Hi, so my name's Ursula and I am a co-director of Relish Care Recruitment. We're a small niche recruitment agency and we specialise in hiring permanent staff for the private healthcare sector. Been doing this job now within Relish for 7 years, set up just before the pandemic. Everyone in my family who's been successful has been self-employed. My brother, my father have had their own businesses and they've really thrived on it and enjoyed being their own bosses. So I suppose I got to my late 40s and thought, do you know what? I could quite enjoy not having a boss. So I decided that, try the self-employment route. If it doesn't work, I can always go back. I'm young enough. And also I wanted a bit more freedom. I think I've been quite micromanaged in the past and worked for sort of quite large businesses where you've had to do long hours. And I wanted more freedom for me to work when I wanted, so work smartly and, be able to have a bit of a better work-life balance. I took a period of 6 months, very pragmatically. If it couldn't work or I couldn't see some good return within the first 6 months, I would just go back to paid full-time employment. But luckily, I haven't had to do that, and that is my drive. I don't want to go back. I want to stay self-employed, because once you've gone to the other side, you don't want to go back. I've never met anybody that would want to go back once they've had that freedom and control of your own destiny. In nearly 7 years, there've been 2 dips in the business where I've just thought, there's no pipeline, where's the money coming from? And it has been quite a lonely feeling. And with myself and my business partner, Kim, we've had to really sort of rethink a few things. So every now and then you do have to, play devil's advocate and think, if we don't get the money, what are we going to do? But by sort of digging deep and working through problems and sometimes a bit of luck, definitely had a lot of luck, we've pulled through. And I think what I've learned is in self-employment, lots of highs, lots of lows, but it does all balance out as long as you work strategically and consistency. Really, unless you've got a really bad business model, you should stay on a decent balance. We pride ourselves on low volume, high quality candidates. So we're not the type of agency that will send our candidates 10 CVs. We will send 2 or 3, but they will be candidates that we are supremely proud of, and people that if our candidates don't want to interview them, we want to know why, because we believe in them and that they meet the brief. So low volume, high quality candidates. So I'd obviously had seen my family having their own businesses. My brother had a very successful business that he'd sold. So I spoke on quite a lot of occasions with my brother about my ideas. He gave me some really sound advice. I met with friends who'd set up their own businesses to ask them what had gone wrong, what advice would they give. One of the best things I did was engage with a really good accountancy firm, probably a bigger firm than we actually needed. And they came as a recommendation. They've been amazing at not just the sort of managing our payroll and VAT, but at giving us business support. So Ryan's in Bolton, big shout to them. They've been fantastic. But also it's about thinking big. Don't think of myself as working from a table in the corner of my lounge. Keep that corporate head on, keep, to the focus of my mind that I can be the best for my clients, despite being small. And in fact, quite a lot of our clients come to us regularly because we are small, because we listen, because we will go the extra mile, and we'll develop really close relationships. Also, we have plenty of systems. So we've got a great applicant tracking system. So we've got a really good infrastructure in place, despite being 2 individuals working from their lounges. I think being worried about self-employment will never go away for me and for anybody. And I think that is the greatest driver. I think the minute you relax and you rest on your laurels and you don't worry, that's when the wheels fall off your business. So always having that slight bit of anxiety, and it's that expression that I've heard, always grateful but never satisfied. So always push for the next thing, never expect it. And when you're doing well, don't expect it to carry on. You have to keep fueling the tank to keep it going. So I've actually mentored somebody to set up their own recruitment agency, and she's been going for a year. So when I started this informal journey with this individual, I said to her, don't worry about getting candidates. First of all, you've got to have clients. Once you've got clients and you've got a vacancy, then go and get candidates. So be client-led. Also, I would advise people to be really honest when you start at the beginning. Don't let them think you've got some massive team and lots of support. Be honest and say, I'm starting out, I'm on my own, or we're a small business. I will be able to provide this level of service, this amount of time, etc. And I think if you're honest with people and they're decent people, they'll want to give you a chance and they'll want to support you. So I guess honesty is the leading piece of advice. Well, I think when I first started the business and became self-employed, I felt really guilty when I was at my desk 9 to 5:30 Monday to Friday. So I had to teach myself a new habit, and I would say that took 2-3 years to get that new habit. Now I realise that if I don't look after myself and invest in myself and give myself something back, I'm a fool to myself. So it is about being a bit kinder to yourself and saying, I'm always going to do the work, I'm dedicated, I've got great work ethic, but I don't need to be chained to my desk. And in fact, when you have a break, you come back fresher. For me, having the faith and the belief. At the beginning, didn't know if it was possible, but now that we're 7 years in, looking back and remembering, we've done it for 7 years, we can do it for another 7. So not doubting yourself when you have a bad day.